Hello, hello. We are back. It's been a minute. But I am back. Beep beep. I don't know why I said beep beep. I don't fucking remember where we were with this case. So this is gonna be really interesting to try and see me go into the go back into this and figure out what the fuck to do. But hello. It's Ace Attorney time. My voice is not prepared for this, but I have lubrication in the form of chocolate milky. So let's go. Let's load that data. So we've just cross-examined someone. I forget who. I wish this game had previouslys. Like, in Professor Layton, there's like a previously sort of section whenever you re-enter the game. Like, this is what happened before you stopped playing. And it's really helpful. But Ace Attorney does not have it. So I don't know what we're up to anymore. Because it's been 2 weeks and I'm a bit silly. Anyway. Oh, fuck, I forget how to do voices. So what do you think, Mr. Wright? I think the prosecution is as confused as we are. Oh, that's right. Okay, so it was like one guy died twice in 2 different places at the same time. And it was really weird. Okay. I think the prosecution is as confused as we are. After all, the victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time, and a different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes. Lana! Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed. I don't remember what happened yesterday. I hope they didn't hold you too long for questioning. We just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though. So how'd it go? It's as Mr. Wright suspects. The police are clueless. I figured as much, so I struck a plea bargain. A plea bargain? What do you mean by that? We agreed that if I told them the truth behind this simultaneous murder, they wouldn't seek capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma. Capital? This woman was going to be sentenced to death? Jesus. Okay. But Lana, don't tell me you... Much to my regret, I'm as much in the dark about this as they are. Ms. Skye. We found trace evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. Oh yeah, it was the cowboy. Okay. They belonged to Officer Jake Marshall. What kind of trace evidence? Blood-stained fingerprints, to be exact. That's the trump card I have up my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you? In order to defend my sister, you're going to accuse Dr. Marshall? Mr. Marshall. Doctor? Why do you think doctor? We have to play the cards we're dealt. Isn't that right, Miss Skye? Do what you have to do, Mr. Wright. Ooh, okay. Okay, so now I am starting to remember. We didn't do a trial yesterday, we did investigating yesterday. Unless we did not yesterday, 2 weeks ago. Last stream. The last time we did this, I guess is what I'm meaning. Okay. Court is now in session for the trial of Ms. Lana Skye. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is... I'm afraid you'll have to clarify. It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. Yet the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain at both places at the same time. But that's not physically possible, is it? What's more, I hear the victim from the evidence room just disappeared. Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. Wow, this is one messed up trial. One of my duties as prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Today I will present evidence relating to the murder at the police department. In so doing, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself. Now that's what sets Mr. Edgeworth apart. He sounds so on top of things, even though he doesn't know what's going on himself. And that's supposed to be an admirable trait? Apparently. Very well, let the trial resume. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Mr. Edgeworth, you may call your first witness of the day to the stand. For its first witness, the prosecution calls the suspect of the murder that occurred at the police department. The suspect? You mean the so-called murderer? That's what a suspect is, Judge, but cool, go off. Things are getting wild from the get-go. Yeah, they really are. Of course it was this dipshit. I forgot. Will the witness please state his name and occupation? Yes, sir. I'm Officer Mike Meekins, sir. My occupation is, that would be murderer, sir. Meekins, what the fuck? Why would you just say that? Jesus. Oh, God. Fucking damn it. This guy's an idiot. Also, I forget how to do his voice, so this may be absolute garbage. So you're telling us you're a professional killer? Sir, it was me, sir. I'm the one who did it. I'll never kill anyone again, sir. You've got to believe me, sir. Actually, what we'd like to hear from you is... Oh, Jesus Christ. Sir, I'm what you would call part of the younger generation, sir. A person whose actions adults can't possibly comprehend. Please, Mr. Edgeworth, sir, please, help me, sir. You keep saying... Officer Meekins. Yes, sir. Give us your report of the crime. Consider that an order. Yes, sir, as you wish. After all, I am part of a generation that must be told what to do, sir. You can't fault him for a lack of enthusiasm. I guess you can't. Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life. Then I did it. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake. Okay. I started coming up with a theory, but now I've lost it again. I had the theory that Marshall dressed up as the other guy, pretended to be dead, but disappeared, and the other guy was already dead. So it was made to look like he died twice in two different places, but it didn't happen. But I'm honestly still lost on how it could happen. So the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you? Do unto others before they do unto you. That's the Meekins family motto, sir. I see. Then you fainted, and a colleague helped you regain consciousness. Yes, sir. He knocked me upside the head, sir. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. What I need here is more info to work with. Alright, let's look at the evidence. Let's look at what we have. So we have Goodman's ID card. We have the broken King of Prosecutors trophy that was given to Edgeworth at the police department. We have the murder weapon from Edgeworth's toolbox that was used to stab the guy. We have Edgeworth's parking stub where he entered the parking lot at 5:12 p.m. We have this, which was allegedly dancing in the evidence room at the time of the murder at the PD. Okay. We have the autopsy report, death due to loss of blood, 1 knife wound, died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. Victim's memo found in the car trunk, which is SL9, which is the name of another case that happened in the past that Goodman, Marshall, and the lunchbox lady was a part of. Lana's cell phone, the word muffler was overheard during a call made to Emma at 5:18. The parking lot with Edgeworth's car. That's where the blood is. Okay. The photo taken by Angel Starr when the crime was committed. And there's blood, but there's no blood on the ground. She has blood on her coat. So what the fuck is going on there? We have Goodman's shoe, which bears traces of blood from Goodman and Lana Skye, which checks out because Lana Skye had an injury on her hand. We have another knife, which was found at the crime scene, wrapped in the defendant's muffler, with a small tag attached, and it's SL9, the old case. We have the luminol testing fluid to find the traces of blood in different places. We have the ID record card of who went into the evidence room, and that includes Edgeworth and Goodman. Meekins is probably one of these people, but we don't know who the other person is. At 4:20 Blaze at PM. Probably Marshall. We have the fingerprinting set. We have a screwdriver, evidence from a past case of Edgeworth's, brought back to his office by Gant's request. Oh yeah, Gant is in this, isn't he? So maybe Gant is one of the people in this evidence. In a past case. I don't remember this. Enter. The tag says AI-16. What's that got to do with anything? Nothing, apparently. At least that's what Edgeworth said. That makes it seem all the more suspicious. Who knows? This might turn out to be the clue that breaks the case. Alright, so it's just a screwdriver. From a case that we don't know shit about. Goodman's lost item report, a half-written document dated the 21st of February, which was on this SL9. Can only be submitted to the Chief of Police, so it can only be submitted to Gant. ID, but it wasn't finished. Scene of the stabbing of a detective at the police department. So there's blood. That's the crime scene. There was a bloody hand there, and there was a bloody hand there, and that was Marshall's bloody hand. Tagged evidence from the SL9 incident, extremely thin rubber glove. Only the assigned detective's prints can unlock it. Indicator lamp lights up when it's open. Okay. Oh, a jar pieced back together from fragments found at the crime scene, but there's a piece missing. Marshall's fingerprints found on a bloody handprint left in the evidence room. The print had been wiped. Okay. This is... Fuck, what the fuck is going on? Anyway, Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not? Yes, sir! I'm in charge of hiring new recruits, sir! Yikes, now there's a scary thought. Evidence transferal was taking place on the day of the crime, which meant many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily performed. I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir! The Blue Badger? Yes, sir! The lovely police mascot created by the Chief of Detectives, sir! Aw, how cute. Though it doesn't look like a fucking badger at all. I was to ensure it wasn't broken during the transferal process. That was my sole mission for the day, sir. Your sole mission was to protect a badger. Okay, cool. A fake badger. Looks like Sonic. Okay. I see. Sounds like a very, important mission. After the award ceremony finished that day, there were so many people running around that I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. Oh, so that's why you went to the evidence room. Tell us, what did you see when you got there? Spotted a suspicious man on security screen and rushed into the room. In order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card, am I correct? Precisely, sir. I have one right here around my neck. So then, your ID number should be listed on here, right? There it is! I found it! This is the one right here. Could you please read us the number? Yes, sir! It's 4989596. That's my number, sir. I see. Huh? But the number 4989596 is shown as being used twice. Please explain, witness. Ooh, interesting. It's no real mystery, sir. The first time is when I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room, and the second time is when I went to go get him after everything settled down. I see. So it was during that second time when... Yes, sir. That was when I spotted the man on the security screen. Okay. Let me take a closer look at this. So we had Edgeworth enter at 4:40 p.m. for some reason. I don't remember what it was. Then we have Mike Meekins bring in the Blue Badger at 4:50 p.m. Then at 5:14 p.m. Bruce Goodman enters. Mike Meekins sees him enter and goes in after him. But who is 77777777? That's a lot of sevens. My guess is that either it is Marshall because his fingerprints were there, or it was Gant. But I don't know why it would be Gant. Also, why is the number 77777777? That's so many sevens. Like every other number is so completely randomized, but there's just 7 sevens. What does 7 sevens make up? 7 times 7. 49. Does that mean anything? I don't know, shit. Okay. Whatever. So you were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened to you? It was a knife, sir! A knife! Detective Goodman pulled a knife on you? What happened then? Well, with me charging in on him like that, he looked as surprised as I was. Aren't exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into. Oh, jeez. That's cruel! That's when I reacted, sir. I swung my arms like an octopus, struggling to detain him. That's how I got this gash on my hand. Maybe if you just kept your cool, your hand wouldn't be... When I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked. I grabbed the man by his collar. What exactly did you mean when you say you did it? I know I don't look the type, but I'm really into kung fu films, sir. The man let his guard down for just an instant, so I snatched his knife from him. You took his knife? I spun him around and performed a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man. Okay. I see. He must have been desperate. The next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in a sea of my blood, and then the next thing I knew... Yes? He punched me right in my face, sir! About what time did you regain consciousness? No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that? I was unconscious. Oh, right. According to the report from the officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30. He hit me right in the head, too. I woke up crying tears of pain. That's nice. I mean, it's nice that you recovered, that is. When I came around, though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir. Your mission? Yes, sir, the Blue Badger, sir. I returned him to the entrance before things got out of hand. Well, we can all rest easy now. I believe we now have a fairly accurate picture of what happened. Yes, Your Honor. Only one thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim? He's got a point. Yes, Officer Meekins? With regards to that, sir, take a look at this. It was sent to my jail cell. Not only are we not sure that this was the man he murdered, but we are also unsure that he was murdered. Meekins did a disarming maneuver. That wouldn't kill somebody. Unless he really... How would he do a disarming maneuver? How does a disarming maneuver stab another person? He had said nothing in that testimony about stabbing the guy or killing him. Unless I am stupid and absolutely overlooking something, but I don't think I am. So, where's the murder in that testimony exactly? And also, it's not murder, it's self-defense. I mean, I guess people probably consider that murder, but it's self-defense. Anyway, we have a tape. Chief Gant delivered it to me just this morning, sir. Why did Chief Gant deliver something to you? The chief delivered it? What is that? A videotape? Yes, sir. That's absolutely right, sir. A videotape, sir. It contains footage from the security camera in the evidence room. Why would he give it to you? Why is there boss music playing? Objection! Yeah, objection. What? But I specifically asked if there was such a tape, and was told it had been mistakenly erased. That's quite a mistake. I just do what I'm told, sir. It's the only thing I'm really good at. Oh, he's crying! He's sniffling! Poor baby! Looks like communication with the police department is as good as ever. Yeah, who would have thought? Cops are shit at their jobs. Never would have thunk it. Well then, let us have a look. Show us the video of you murdering the victim. Oh, please stop using that word murder, sir. It scares me. A video of a real murder? Just what are we getting ourselves into? Okay, we got the Badger at 5:14 p.m. We have someone in a coat walking in. Just someone in a coat. Opening a thingo. Something falls out. Meekins comes in. Hits him with the knife, does a disarming maneuver. Oh, it turns away. Oh, that's fucked. So Meekins is just unconscious. And there's no sign of the other guy's body. That doesn't prove anything. That just proves that Meekins fought him, not that Meekins killed him. Silence. Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirred within us? What the hell was that wriggling piece of plywood? Sir, that is the pride and joy of the entire Criminal Affairs Department, sir. It's the Blue Badger, sir. Why am I not surprised this isn't going smoothly? Yeah, who would have thought? Has to do with incompetent cops. Of course it's not going to go smoothly. Security video added to the court record. Yes, well, anyway, this tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter, someone in the evidence room, and some sort of, activity did take place. Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, the witness's testimony will suffice. Is that all right with you, Officer Meekins? Yes, sir. As you wish, sir. His face can't be clearly seen in the video, but there's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, he opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do so. The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's Detective Goodman's locker, sir. So it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it. Okay. What's this about a fingerprint? Each detective has been given a locker equipped with a fingerprint-activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to. Intriguing. That would mean the victim at the crime scene would have to have been Detective Goodman. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. I don't know where this cross-examination will lead, but everything begins with contradictions. That's where I have to start. Okay, let's find ourselves a contradiction. Cracked neck. Knuckles. Neck knuckles. Tell me, were you able to get a good look at him? At the face of the man who attacked you with a knife? Sir, if you must label people as having seen or not seen the man's face, I believe I would be classified as the latter? The latter? But you were standing right in front of him, were you not? More to the point, you are the person who fought him, aren't you? Oh, yes, sir, but I didn't get a clear look at his face, sir. I'm not the kind of guy who looks directly at people when talking with them, you see. Ah, so you're autistic. Can't make eye contact. Fuck yeah. Yeah, that's a good trait for a police officer. Still, I'm sure it was him. I bet my badge on it. So he didn't see him. How can I change this? How can I... Oh god, do I have to watch the entire thing? Why is this so fucking long? Can I not fast forward? Okay, I just can't fast forward. Okay. But you don't know that for sure, do you? You never actually saw Detective Goodman's face. Well, I suppose you might say that. That is, if you must label people as having seen or not seen it. Since his face can't be identified in the video, only you can verify it. Oh! Well, why is everyone looking at me? If I had to label your stares as disturbing, or... Meekins. Eek! Having been shown a questionable video at best, we are not in the best of moods. Now please be more certain when you testify. Yes, sir! You claimed the man who brandished the knife on you was Bruce Goodman. Tell us why you are positive it was him. About these lockers, is there no other way to open them? No, sir. I myself tried all kinds of methods in the past. They only respond to registered fingerprints, sir. I wonder what kind of methods he's tried. If the man opened the locker's lock, which only responds to registered fingerprints, then he must be the person the locker was assigned to. Exactly my point, sir, and this too. Hi, Snow! Thank you for all the random cat emojis. Hello! How do you know that information? I've heard rumors, sir, from people in the know, sir. People in the know? The work is in the department cafeteria, sir. Oh fuck, I didn't finish reading that one. They also listen to my romantic troubles, sir. For the record, the opened locker did indeed belong to Detective Goodman. I verified this information through a more reliable source. So the victim opened the locker with his own fingerprint. However, the most important detail is not shown in this video, the man's face. Sir! If I may say something, sir. Please do. After all, you are the one being examined. I don't understand why the man's face is so important in this case, sir. I mean, it was his hand that opened the fingerprint lock. And it was his hand that tried to thrust his knife into my body, sir. My unsettled state can testify enough to this, sir. Yes, you have a point. The footage doesn't lie. That is, unless the defense can find a problem with it? Mr. Wright, let's check the court record again. Is there a problem with the security video? I mean, I'm gonna say yes. I don't know what it is, but I'm just gonna bluff. Regarding the video contained on this tape, there is one thing in particular that seems rather strange. Strange? This contradiction leads to the possibility that the man may not have been Detective Goodman. What? This video contains such a contradiction? Interesting. Your Honor, I have a proposal. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? I propose we have the defense point out to us this alleged contradiction in the video. Okay. Fuck, I have to watch the video through, don't I? Alright. Let's watch this video. Because I have an idea of something. There's a contradiction in the video. My glove fell out. Frog emote? Hell yeah. How are you today, Snow? I need to look at this man's hands. I can't tell if the man has... My idea of the contradiction for the video would be that he had gloves on. But I don't know if he did. Okay, no. I've noticed nothing. Okay. He would want me to point it out. Very well, proposal accepted. Let us further inspect this piece of evidence. I will now play the security tape. I just did! Mr. Wright, please show us this contradiction you speak of. I have to point out a problem in the video? This is the first time I've ever had to do that. You can do it, Mr. Wright. It's set up so you can fast forward, rewind, or pause the video. Oh, now I can do that. Oh, fuck my life. Just take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing. Please don't play it too many times. I can't stand watching this video. I'll save. Alright. How did this guy ever become a police officer? Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where is the contradiction that indicates the man may not be Detective Goodman? 17, 14. I'm good? How are you? I'm good. I'm very confused as to this case. But I'm good. Out here getting my B's and P's confused. That's alright. Wait. I want to figure something out. Okay. So the blood isn't the answer. I want to check something. Okay. I don't... What the fuck am I meant to point out here? Is it the glove falling out that I'm meant to point out? I think it might be this. I think this might... I think I might play this, because it looks like he's looking right at him. Did it work? The thing that's strange about this video would have to be, this? Hold on a second. I need to use my eye drops. Well, I don't get it. Would you mind if I borrowed your eye medicine? Don't look at me with those bleary eyes. Before your eyes get too teary, perhaps you should think this through again. Now what do I do? Oh, fuck. So it's not that part. Then what part is it? Far out. I don't get it. What part is it? What part contradicts what everyone else has been saying? I don't fucking know! Yay! Do you have any idea, Snow, by any chance? My good Icarus? Because I can't do it. Play video again. Yeah, I get it. The man in the video is right-handed. Got any proof of the other dude is left-handed? No, I've got no proof about that. Yeah, I get it. Just give me the video. So we've got all these. Pause. The lock is... The lock is different. Fast forward. A glove fell out. Oh, oh damn it. Present. I don't know what's happening. We're trying to figure out what's the problem with the video. Oh, goodness. Okay, this is wrong again. Yeah, I get it. Yes, I get it. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. This is the locker. Okay. It's... So... Gotta love Google. Google gave me a nice insight. So I'm just gonna, present it here because it seems... I thought something about the locker was weird. That maybe the locker was already able to be opened without it being him. But I didn't know where to present it at. And it was here because the locker is already lit up. Which means it's already unlocked before he comes in and quote-unquote unlocks it. So I'll present it here. The thing that's strange about this video would have to be, this? No, what? But that... Hey, Google, that's wrong. Huh? Hey, do you have to click on the light? Oh, you probably do. There we go, okay. The thing that's strange about this video has got to be this. Okay, we got it. Thank you so much, Snow. We have to click on it. I don't just need Google, I need my friends. Whoops. Officer Meekins. Sir, do you mean me, sir? As I understand it, the locker apparatus works like this. When you grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprint. If it's a match, the light turns on and the lock is released. According to my very limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir. If so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture. There we go. Wait, am I supposed to pause it again? Nope, okay. Just have to let it keep going. When the victim reaches for the handle to open the locker, let's rewind to a little earlier. Okay. accidentally started playing Dodie over the top of the stream AMA. How is it? How's the album? I've heard good things. I haven't listened to it yet, but I definitely should. I forget to though. Here, notice the light? What's this? It's already lit. Precisely my point, Your Honor. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle. Ah! Oh god, Meekins, you good? Order! Order! What is the meaning of this? It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime. But the locks are controlled by an electronic system. When a door is shut, a sensor is triggered. And the locker is automatically locked. Oh, I know! It must have broken down. Of course, I'm not an expert in this. That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would detect and report any malfunction. Oh well. It just goes to show novices should keep their mouths shut. Okay. It's great, but it's very jarring to hear Dodie over the top of dramatic Azatoni music. I can imagine. So then, Mr. Wright, do you have an explanation? Me, Your Honor? Yes. Why wasn't the locker locked? Me, Your Honor? Yes, well, you see, this isn't exactly my field. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator? Glove? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Huh? Oh, maybe something like jammed the system sensor? Something jammed the sensor? Say, there's something else that seems out of place in this video. Yeah, I thought so too. There's got to be another clue somewhere in this footage. Very well. Let's inspect the video once more. The locker wasn't locked. Mr. Wright, please point out the cause for this. Alright. Fast forward. Oh my goodness, this video is so fucking slow. Hurry the shit up. Okay. Pause. Rewind. There we go. Please watch closely. This is the continuation of the part I showed you earlier. Oh god, do we have to keep watching this slow as hell fucking video? Half of my stream is just gonna be this fucking security footage. What's this? Something white fell out of the locker. But sir, it's been my experience that things fall out when doors are opened. I often fall out and roll great distances when I open my car door, sir. What the fuck, Meekins? Okay, whoa, Jesus. We can't be sure that item was completely inside the locker to begin with. That's true. This is what hell looks like? Yeah. Hell looks like this. Hell looks like this tiny, weird blue badger in front of a police department. That's what hell is. What do you mean? The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door? Inserted? Oh my gosh! Again! This video is gonna be my mortal enemy. I'm gonna fight this video. I'm gonna kill this video. I'm gonna pow! Beat it up. Smash my computer screen. The white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor. Ooh, here comes the boss music. Oh, I understand now, sir. It's just like my tie. 2 out of 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get out of my patrol vehicle, sir. Instead of the door closing, my tie chokes me. But the object would have to be extremely thin to fit in the door. Not only that, it would also have to block electrical currents. It would need to be an insulator. Yes, an insulator. But at the crime scene, there just might have been something that fits the description. But sir, by insulator you don't mean... I think I finally got this figured out. Here we go. Very well. Will the defense please present the relevant evidence? What was this insulator that was stuck in the locker door? It was... rubber glove, extremely thin. Present. Woohoo! I found this near the locker, a thin rubber glove. But we can't be sure that was in the victim's locker. It has a tag that says SL9 incident. Ugh. The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker, but that isn't the case. The lit lamp attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened that locker. Is this not so, Officer Meekins? Sir, it would appear so, sir. Oh shit, I went forward too quickly. Bang bang. Order, order, order. So are we to believe then that the victim, whom this witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman? Do not be misled, Your Honor. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? The defense has merely demonstrated that possibility, and nothing more. The victim in the video was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this. What? Officer Meekins, please testify about this. Sir, me, sir? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh, you mean that, sir? Of course, sir. Is this a joke? What the fuck is happening? Very well, begin your testimony. Here we go. Mystery Man 2. Electric Boogaloo. There's one other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. An ID card record. I see. I have the ID card record right here, Your Honor. Yeah. The ID used at 514 is that of the victim. Just before the crime, Yes, without a doubt this is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transferal. Why were there so few people using this room? This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases. Judge looks like this. Haha, he does! He looks like the weird bearded wizard. Special cases? Extremely violent cases involving police staff. Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end. Me too, although it doesn't make much of a difference. Yeah, we get it, Mr. Spiky Hair. There were only a few cases up for transferal there, and most were cleared up by noon. Right, I see. Now, let us move on to the cross-examination. So, unlike your earlier testimony, you believe this to be rock solid, do you? Yes, sir. Solid as a stone, sir. If my hand wasn't wrapped in bandages, I'd even give the V for victory sign, sir. Couldn't he just use his right hand for that? Let's hear him out fully. As we've seen, one never knows what he might say until the very last second. Yeah, if that's one thing I've learned about fucking Ace Attorney, it's that it's not over till it's over. Is that card hanging from your neck one of those ID cards? Yes, sir. This card right next to my cuff, sir. I keep it here so I won't ever forget it. But what if someone were to steal it from you, keeping it out in the open like that? Maybe I shouldn't wear it around my neck. Remember when I said 2 out of 3 times my tie gets stuck when I get out of my car? Well, the remaining time it's my ID card that gets stuck. Instead of the door closing, my ID card chokes me. Maybe I should just leave this one alone. Yeah, good idea. At any rate, each police officer has only one ID card. Both the police department and the prosecutor's office can attest to this. Please proceed with your testimony. Let it be noted that this is the record the witness referred to. Let me see. Yes, that would be it. Detective Goodman. What's the matter? According to this, Mr. Edgeworth, your name is on here. So it is, Your Honor. Yeah, what are you doing here, Edgeworth? Not that prosecutor again. Hey, maybe he's behind all this, being a prosecutor who could hide the evidence. Mommy, is that man in blue a murderer? Shh, don't stare at him. You've got the wrong color, kid. What the fuck is happening? It would seem the inquiry committee will want to speak with you again today. Did I say that? I don't know. I have nothing to be ashamed of regarding my actions or their consequences. For now, let us continue with the cross-examination. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. It must be so difficult for him. Earlier, I believe you testified that when you asked the man to show his ID card, he pulled a knife on you. Yes, sir. He didn't show me any ID card, sir. Don't you think that's odd? I mean, if he had his ID card, all he had to do was show it to you. There wouldn't be any reason to draw a knife. Maybe he just panicked? Everything stems from contradictions. Let's point them out. Mr. Wright, what do you think? I'm confused. What? The problem with this ID card testimony is far too obvious. It's not like Edgeworth to miss something like this. You're thinking too hard about it. Come on, let's show them what we've got. Yes, let's show them what we've got, which I absolutely know that we've got. What have we got that can present this? An investigator's ID card found at the prosecutor's office crime scene. Do I present the ID card? I'm going to try to present the ID card. Because I'm very confused. Okay. There's silence. That usually means something good. Wait one moment, Officer Meekins. I'm not good at waiting, sir. I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene. That makes sense. When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. A very important clue regarding the victim's ID card. A lost item report? It's only half completed. But it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to fill out this report. Let me guess, you believe this something to be his ID card, right? I can't say for sure, but there is a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card. Makes sense. Order! Order! So now, what does this all mean? Okay, it makes sense that that's not his ID card, because let's find the loss report. Because he was scribbling out numbers on his ID, because he didn't remember it by heart. So, it's very probable that, yeah, what he'd lost was his ID card, because he didn't have it, so he couldn't refer to the ID number, because he didn't know what it was. Because I wouldn't remember a fucking 7-8 digit number. That's a lot of the digits. It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card. Order! 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 Does the prosecution have a response? I have only one thing to say to the defense. Yes? Bravo, Mr. Wright. Bravo? Allow me to summarize the defense's argument. At 5:15 p.m. on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright? Yes. What's he up to? That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is a fake, then the murder in the evidence room is also fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder. Yeah, it doesn't. I knew this. We knew this. That is... Well, I guess that's right. Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Only moments ago you seemed content to be pointing your finger around. This isn't going to end well. Well, it seems you finally realized exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove. Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth. The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video is a fake, which means a murder did not take place at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime. I thought that was obvious already by the body mysteriously disappearing and there being no actual evidence of Meekins killing someone. I thought this was obvious. Hello? Guess it's not. So the real crime could only take place at one location, the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office, the murderer being Ms. Lana Skye, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness observed the moment the defendant used the murder weapon. Ah! Oh, okay. I get the problem here. I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning. The activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim Officer Meekins encountered? And where did this person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman. Just so, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, you have to do something or else Lana... What do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess? Object! Let's go! Let's object to whatever this possibly could be objecting. One moment, Your Honor. What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven. Of course not. But I almost walked right into the prosecution's trap. What are you talking about? This cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder. Yeah, we know that. And now we have to watch the fucking video again. Jesus Christ, can we stop? Can we not? I don't want to watch this video again. I don't wanna! Go away! This is so annoying, please. Okay. However, it cannot be said that it is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Specifically, large amount of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination into the truth of the matter. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor? Sorry, that was not his voice, fuck. If this court were to examine this further, other witnesses would be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared? I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident at the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident. This just might be my chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand. Mr. Wright, do you mean... Your Honor, the defense would like to request a specific witness. Oh? Whom do you have in mind? Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room. The prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply. Very well then. Mr. Wright? This person whom you would have testify, what is his or her name? You! Dimked. Present. Officer, Jake Marshall. Why him? I can't let Edgeworth know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say. Agree, exactly. The prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. He shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare. Very well. Court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is subpoenaed. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time? We will, Your Honor. Court is now in recess. Okay. Take a long sip of chocolate milk to lubricate this throat so I can actually do the voices better. Okay, here we go. There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright? Huh? What do you mean? You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you figured everything out. I haven't figured anything out. Lana, you're the one who knows everything. Misty says hi. Hi, Misty! Hi, Misty! Hello, Snow's cat! Hello, Misty! Love you, Misty! Emma, you always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me? Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Oh, Snow, you'll like this guy. You'll like him, he's a himbo. Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later. Bye, Gumshoe. Oh, wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? You've got a lot of nerve, pal, making a detective run all around while on duty. And to top it off, you call me here. I've seen happy people at funerals. Sorry, Detective. You better be, pal. Hey! I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor Sky. That's okay. So, have you brought what I asked? You mean this, right? My apologies, Detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request. My name? Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked me. Could I bother you to bring me the SL9 incident files? I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy. The SL9 incident? But Lana, that's... I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them. I can't believe you, the Chief Prosecutor, were a witness in that case. Miss Sky was a witness? SL9 incident files received. Take it from me, you don't want anything to do with serial murders. Okay. Oh, what? Now that I've brought you your stuff, you're gonna ignore me? Emma? But why? Why is your name in here? What? My name's in there? I don't know. Unless... No, it couldn't be. Lana, the SL9 incident, is that... That's the classification number the police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as the Joe Dark killings. The Joe Dark... No, Lana! That's over with, no! Emma, wait! She ran away. You know what? I just remembered I gotta be somewhere. Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here. Jake Marshall, Angel Starr, Damon Gant, Miles Edgeworth. Not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. This can't be just a coincidence. Knowing you just might be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. I'd better take a good look at this file. What the fuck? Yeah, I'll save my progress. Hmm. Oh, I don't know how long this is gonna take. We're only an hour in, so I feel like we should probably try to go a little further and do the second trial for this. But, let's see. We might have to stop in the middle of it. It's so cold in here! It's freezing. I need a heater in my room. It's only like 3:30, so I'd feel bad for having a heater in here anyway. Alright, back. Let's go. Let's keep going. February 24th, 12:14 p.m., District Court, courtroom number 9. Oh, chocolate milk break. There we go. I need to read the file. Give me a minute. Alright. Court record. Let's read this file, shall we? Incident number SL9. Closed. Perpetrated Joe Dart. Crime, serial murder. Sentence, death. Victims: Edward Jones, Jason Knight, Edith Kirby, Rachel Moss, Jeb Bates, Neil Marshall. Okay. Neil Marshall. Heart? Ah, Storby Heart! Oh, you used the reward thing, didn't you? Oh, that's cool. The reward things are fun. Neil Marshall. So that could be Jake Marshall's brother, uncle, son, father, cousin. I'll keep that in mind. Trial data. Head prosecutor Miles Edgeworth. Witnesses Lana and Emma Skye. Investigation Task Force. Executive investigators Damon Gant, Lana Skye. Head investigator Bruce Goodman. Investigators Jake Marshall, Angel Star. Damn, so it's literally everyone here. Wow, so Emma was 14 when this stuff was going on and she had to be a witness for it. That must be really intense. I'm glad you redeemed it. It's such a cute emote, isn't it? Okay. The court will now reconvene for the trial of Ms. Lana Skye. Emma didn't come back. Allow me to call the next witness to the stand. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. Oh, hey, McCree. Witness, please state your name and occupation. It's adorable. Thank you. I want to change it up a bit because it doesn't seem really like a heart. I feel like I could have made it more obviously heart-shaped. But I'll look into changing it, I think. Because I think a different one would be nicer. But I'm glad that you do like it. I feel like McCree shouldn't be drinking on the stand, but you know, I guess he just can. I don't know why. Me, partner? Oh, I'm just a man same as you, wandering the trails of civilization. Occasionally helping the elderly cross intersections when needed. Yes, we get it. Oh, I know. You're a patrolman. As for my name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the howling wind calling it out. I'll make you a totally non-cursed emote. Oh, yay! I cannot wait. It totally won't be haunts, that's for sure. To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor. Howling wind? I've never heard Edgeworth described that way before. Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day the crime took place. Is this correct? According to the papers, partner. What do you mean? Desperado's soul is as boundless as the desert sands. No paper can sum it up. Maybe it's best we get on with this quickly. Please share with us your testimony of the day of the crime. In plain old English. Let's go. My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day. That ain't my style. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at a street-side saloon at the time it went down. I'm just an innocent traveling man, so if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail. Okay. Yeehaw, yeehaw! I can't say I particularly care for your attitude. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems? I mean the security cameras and the ID card reader. I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about those. Yes, well, what about the fingerprint-activated locks on the evidence lockers? Fingerprint-activated locks? What kind of newfangled What kind of newfangled doohickeys are those? She's not being very helpful. She's not that good with machines, or with following orders. Everyone's got their weaknesses now, don't they, Mr. Prosecutor? This one seems like trouble. Okay, Mr. Wright, he's all yours. Just letting us have a go at him. Alright, let's try. How exactly did you keep an eye on the evidence room? I just made sure nothing moved in the security camera monitor. That room's so still, even time dies in there. I was just a caretaker who interred with the recordings. You interred them? Videos of nothing aren't that useful. When the time would come, I'd erase the tape. If nothing unusual is recorded, tapes are to be erased every 6 hours. Each time I'd erase a tape, it felt like I was erasing a part of my life. This guy has a flair for the dramatic, but it isn't going to do him any good. Oh, hello? Spooky E! Thank you for the raid! Hello, raiders! How's it going? A charming dilemma! Hi! I haven't seen you in a while. Probably not since the last time I streamed this, which, I mean, that's the last time I streamed, so I don't know why I'm surprised. Hello, Isle of Wayward Time. Welcome! Welcome, raiders! Welcome to the stream. I am, to those who may not know me, I am Strawberry Zephyr. You can call me Zephyr, Zeph, my real name, Kelly. This is Mystery Monday, so I am streaming Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, and I have little to no clue what's going on, to be quite honest. But, hey, you know, we're just going for it. I'm trying to do voices. They're weird, but they're working. How are you, raiders? How's it going? How are you today? How was your stream, Spooky? So in actuality, you don't physically enter the evidence room? It's going, it's going. That's pretty good then. What was Spooky streaming? What were you playing? What were our dear raiders watching? Said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Minecraft. Oh, cool! I haven't played Minecraft in so long. I have a realm that I play sometimes, but it's not extremely active among my friends, but we might get back into it. We're waiting for like the cave update or the new big update to update the realm, get a new one so we can like start again and make something really cool with it. But what do you do in Minecraft? I am chronic restarter in Minecraft. If I don't find the perfect like world seed and I feel like I'm not doing well, then I'll just start again to try and do well. As I mean, I was a bit like that with Stardew as well, but I feel like I've gotten better when it comes to doing that for Stardew. But I need to stay consistent with actually doing stuff in Minecraft. I might stream Minecraft sometime. It's been an idea of mine. I'm on a call with Spooky. We're both doing Pog. How are you? I'm alright. I'm good. My throat's a bit sore because my throat is always a bit sore after doing an Ace Attorney stream because I have to voice... Well, I don't have to, but I like voicing the characters. And let me tell you, my throat gets a fucking workout. It was not meant to sound as wrong as it did, but it came out of my mouth, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm alright. It's been a couple of weeks since I was streaming, so I've lost a lot of, like, memory and stuff. Have you tried honey and tea? I'm not really much of a tea drinker. If anything, I drink hot chocolate a lot. I have a chocolate milk with me to, like, keep, like, hydrated-ish. I know it's not water, but I have chocolate milk. And as for honey, there's honey in the house. I love honey on crumpets. I should have more crumpets. But crumpets go off really quickly, like even more quickly than bread. So I often have a hard time with that. But I should try like some honey and tea. Maybe I'll like tea more if I actually put honey in it. That is an idea. Thank you, Isle of Wayward Time. I said I was supposed to make the rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. But you made your rounds on the day of the crime, right? Ain't you heard a word I said, partner? Oh, sorry, also, I forgot. Spooky Yee, thank you very much for the follow. I got the notification and I'm still talking about something else, but thank you so much for following. Welcome to the Strawberry Patch. You can also add milk. Oh, that's true. Milk is my lifeblood. It is my savior. I drink so much of it. I shouldn't, but at least I've got strong bones. That's probably why my teeth are still somehow holding up despite all the sugar. I'm extremely unhealthy. I need to clean up my act when it comes to food and diet. Same thing, kind of. Ain't you heard a word I said, partner? I told you that ain't my style. I'm afraid I don't understand. No desperado I know lets rules get in his way. No desperados I know join the police force. So, Officer Marshall, on the day of the crime? Just between you and me, I didn't set foot in the evidence room that day. There was a rubber glove stuck in the victim's locker. Do you know anything about that? Sorry, partner. Can't say I do. I haven't been in that crypt in weeks. Ah! Thank you! Thank you, Icarus. Thank you, Snow, for the follow? For the subscription! I can't speak! For someone who's trying to, like, voice a video game and do, like, half-assed voice acting for it, I can't speak. Thank you so much for the subscription. Ah! Haven't been in that crypt in weeks. How did this guy avoid being fired? He avoids being fired because he's a cop. And corruption. I don't know. What am I saying? Room is protected by 2 security systems. You used to be a detective, so you've used the evidence room in the past, correct? Of course. Back in the day, my lock was a gold mine of evidence. And yet you didn't know about the fingerprint locking mechanism? Sorry, partner. I ain't good with machines. I couldn't even tell you how a bike works. I mean, to be honest, I couldn't really tell you how a bike works. Except for and then chains and the pedals. Actually, I guess I kind of could. All cowboys are gay. That's true. You can't fire the one gay person on the force. I don't know why I say the one gay person. Like Edgeworth and Lana and Gumshoe are there, but you know, still. You need your representation. You need your token gay cowboy on the force, you know? That's quite incredible. Oh. Sneeze. Sneeze coming. Come on. No. The sensors on the locker handles cannot be seen. It's well known that some detectives are unaware of their presence. Now that he mentions it, Detective Gumshoe said something like that too. At any rate, it doesn't seem that this is relevant to the crime. Can you tell us what you were doing when the crime took place? He was in a saloon. What were you doing in a place like that? I was eating spaghetti. Good choice. Good taste. Not even Angel Steak lunches can beat that parlor's bongo sepia pasta. I probably said that so fucking wrong. Do you mean to tell us you abandoned your police duties to eat some noodles? Spaghetti? Not at all, not all desperados eat tacos, partner. That's not what I meant. I hope this at least taught you a lesson. That's strange. This is usually where Edgeworth says, you not want a raise this year? I'm just an innocent traveling man, so she out of ammo. Out of ammo, Officer Marshall? That's right, partner. Or as you'd call it, evidence. If you plan to pin me to this crime, then you'd better draw. Otherwise, you're just wasting my time. My seal horse is waiting to carry me back west into the sunset. One thing seems clear. Despite being responsible for guarding the evidence room, the witness doesn't appear to have seen anything. Texans don't take orders from anyone. Everyone knows that. Apparently your superiors don't. Okay, I have a trump card up my sleeve, so I'd best keep my cool. Before I use it though, I better up the ante. He so steal hunts. True. So he doesn't want... So we can't use the... What are we meant to do here? We're not supposed to send... He said he wants to up the ante before we present the fingerprints, but I don't know what else we'd do other than present the fingerprints. If you're out of ammo, it's time to hit the trail. So I guess it's time to hit him with the ammo. Unless anyone else has any other idea. Do I just hit him with the ammo? I mean, I'm at full health, so I can take a couple of health points if I fuck this up. I'll present it. I think I'll present it. Oh, music stopped. That's usually good. Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd? That is, you being called in to testify like this? Who is the sexy cowboy? It's Ace Attorney's version of Jesse McCree. He is a... Let's get his profile up, you know? Let's get his profile up. Jake Marshall, age 33, a patrolman investigating the incident at the prosecutor's office. Thinks he's a cowboy. Yeah. He's Texan. He investigated the SL9 incident with Bruce Goodman, our victim, and Angel Starr, who was also a witness accusing her of killing him. So we've got a lot going on. And he's pretty cool, but I think he might either be the murderer or covering up the murderer. After all, you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime, and yet you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner. I can't do an accent. OMG, gonna kiss? Yeah, he's a pretty handsome dude, I gotta say for myself. I'm a whole lesbian, but he's a very handsome dude. It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind at the scene. Or, to be exact, a handprint. It's a real good, partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of that crypt. I pay my respects, that is, make my rounds about once a month. It's only natural my fingerprints would be in there. I only wish it were, officer. But you see, your fingerprints were covered in blood. Oh, here we go. It has tea. Oh, cute! The strawberry's having some bubble tea. Oh, that's so cute. I love that. I've never had bubble tea. I should. Witness, what is the meaning of this? Your blood-stained fingerprints were at the crime scene? The blood was wiped away. However, a luminol test clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall? Seems to me there ain't a person in this room with a head on his shoulders. I take it you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall? Posture check? Oh, thank you. I will keep my back up. I will straighten my back. Thank you very much. And I will actually have a chocolate milk just to make sure.
Very well. You may begin your testimony about your fingerprints. Found at the scene of the crime. Let's go. Let's keep talking. Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in that evidence room. One of them just happened to be at the sample place of the bloodstained handprint. Murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. The bloodstain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Well, didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? See? I had nothing to do with it. The witness's explanation appears valid, although there's room for doubt. Life wouldn't be fun without any doubt, partner. What? Okay. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. This guy's hiding something. I can feel it. Now's my chance to prove it. Alright, let's do some pressing. See which contradiction we're meant to do here. That's because you, how did you put it? Pay your respects once a month? Yeah, that's right. That and one more thing. That locker happens to be mine. What? What do you mean? I mean what I said. That's the locker I used when I was a detective. The locker I still use. All that's in there now, though, is a heap of broken dreams. I see. It'd be strange if my prints weren't all over that locker. Apparently his fingerprint data was never removed from that locker's programming. He must have been using the fingerprint lock all this time without ever knowing it. That seems a little suspicious. On Marshall's own locker, the print had been white. Okay. And then just happened to be at the same place as the bloodstained handprint. So then, what about the bloody handprint? It's a man. It's no mystery. Please explain. My locker is covered with my fingerprints. Just so happened... The murderer touched the locker with my fingerprint was by chance. Okay. The chances of that happening are about 1,000,000 to 1. On the contrary, one could argue just the opposite. The chances of that not happening are 1,000,000 to 1. Get one thing straight, partner. You ain't gonna get no reward from me with a mere fingerprint. You wanna know why? Bloodstain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Unrelated? They're as different as night and day. Kinda like cereal and cereal. One's got to do with breakfast and the other's a type of murder. He's right. Although seemingly alike, they're totally different. I don't see what homonyms has to do with this. Didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? How do you know that? I may be a loner, but I still do my job. Keep up with the reports. There was a bloodstain at the scene, thought to be left by the murderer. That's right. It was found on Detective Gumshoe's locker. However, no fingerprints were detected on that handprint. Oh, yeah, I think we tried that too. So that would mean the murderer wearing gloves happened to place their hand on top of Officer Marshall's fingerprint. It's the only logical conclusion. Are you starting to get the picture, partner? The picture? This seal of blood in the desert is just food for the buzzards. There's only one reality, and that's this. The security tape. As long as my trail isn't in there, you can't say otherwise. This isn't getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Please consider carefully where you're going with this cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Now then, continue your testimony, Officer Marshall. Too bad it wasn't me in that video. What do you mean by that? You want to tie me to this crime, isn't that right, partner? If so, that video is the only direct evidence you have. But the video is next to useless. It's full of blind spots. Blind spots? Places you can't see. The camera's panning back and forth. The floor isn't shown. If someone was familiar with the camera's position, they could leave the room without being caught on tape. We don't have time for your speculations, Mr. Wright. Well, Mr. Wright, if you can show us evidence in this video that indicates Officer Marshall was present, please do so now. Shit.
Is there evidence of him being in there?
When they tell me to show evidence or, like, do something, you almost always should take it. You shouldn't just let it keep going.
Tread carefully, Mr. Wright, or you might wind up being the one making the mistake.
Now then, let's have another look at the video. Show us this incriminating evidence of the witness, Officer Jake Marshall.
At least you can fucking fast forward this.
Back to hell? Yeah, back to hell. Wait. Okay.
The locker has a cloth on it.
Is it this?
Bringing our attention back to the security camera is a mistake I'm afraid you'll soon not forget, Officer Marshall.
Days are short in Texas, and so are our tempers.
Could you sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less?
Very well. You can clearly be seen in this video. Oh, fuck yeah!
Exactly 8 words.
Not bad, partner.
The key lies in a certain locker shown in the video. That locker with the white cloth sticking out. That was the witness's, I believe.
Oh, was that the judge saying that? Whoops.
Now then, let's rewind the video a bit.
Oh god, we have to go back to— oh, Jesus Christ.
Can we fast rewind? Does it have to be this fucking slow?
I'll fast forward this at least. Or cut it when I edit it for a video.
There we go.
Oh, the white cloth, it's gone! What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshall?
When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. Then it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away.
Order! Order! It would seem that that's the only— hold your horses! Sorry, partner, but you got the wrong man. So what if my locker was open? That doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it. The murderer needed to hide something, so he opened a locker and stuck it in. It's not my fault he happened to choose mine.
Why is everyone staring at me like I'm a wanted man?
Because you're an idiot!
This guy isn't just playing dumb. He really doesn't know. I hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular locker.
Oh yeah? I call your bluff.
You say I opened that locker. Now prove it. Here. Only the assigned detective's prints can unlock it.
A fingerprint sensor?
We talked about this earlier today. The lockers can only be opened by the detectives they belong to. What kind of crazy talk is this? Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this.
In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks.
So, Sheriff, what do you have to say?
In 8 words or less. I only got one word for you, partner. No! Wow, okay.
Did you see that? He has heels! Oh
good bitch, Mr. Marshall has got heels on. Oh, that's cool. Anyway, witness, explain yourself. If this is a joke, it's the worst I've ever heard. I assure you, this is no joke, Officer Marshall. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime. Olay! Please answer the question. What is he now, a bullfighter? That's alright, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure the rest out from here. We can? Have a look at these floor plans. There is no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yet Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall. If that's so, then where was the witness? It seems Mr. Wright has an answer. That's right, the only possible conclusion. Well then, let's hear it. Where was Officer Marshall at the time of the crime? He was at the locker. He was dressed up as Goodman. Officer Marshall was standing right here. There? But that's where the victim, Detective Goodman, was. Correct, unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. I believe the victim in the video is Officer Marshall. It was you, dressed up like Detective Goodman. But that's preposterous. Officer Meekins witnessed the detective at the crime scene. Once he saw the man's face, he'd know for sure. May I point out, though, that Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman. He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted. When I entered the evidence room, I asked him to show his card, sir. Yes, and how did Detective Goodman respond? Suddenly pulled a knife on me. Something about the officer's story puzzled me. If the man had his ID card, why didn't he just show it? Yes, he would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it. The answer is simple. He couldn't show it. As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on his ID card. Oh, I get it. If he showed that, his cover would have been blown. Officer Meekins would have realized the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall? You've got quite an imagination, partner. You got a term for that. It's called circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence? He's still denying it. You're gonna have to do better than that to break a detective. Unless you have hard evidence proving I dressed up as the victim. I can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. What does he have against the judge's beard? The judge's beard is fine. Jesus Christ. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that Officer Marshall dressed up as the victim? Well, who am I kidding? I don't have anything like that. I can see the fear in your eyes, partner. Seems you're the one who couldn't take the desert heat. Ah! This can't be happening. It's so obvious he's the one. What can I do? It looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed. I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. When you run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics. The basics? For me, that would be what Mia used to tell me. Phoenix, try thinking outside of the box. I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise. But rather I should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise. Why do you think this locker was opened in the first place? What do you mean? There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. Yet he did, despite the chances it might be discovered Yet he did, despite the chance it might be discovered later, as it has been. Which means he didn't originally plan to open his locker. According to the defense's argument, Officer Jake Marshall dressed up as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. Then, after the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason. The fact that a white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that he opened it in order to put the cloth inside. So, just what exactly is this piece of cloth? It's his jacket! Perhaps the video is the key to all our unanswered questions. I don't have any evidence, so this video is my only shot. Very well, let's take yet another look at the security tape. No! I don't want to take another look at the security tape! After committing the crime, the witness opened the locker to put away the white cloth. Please show us why the witness had to open his locker. I can show this. I know this already. Fast forward, bitch. Forward. Alright, no! Pause. Rewind. Because there was blood on his jacket! For some reason, you disguised yourself as Detective Goodman. Shit. And entered the evidence room, though I don't know to what end yet. However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins barged in on you. When asked to show your ID card, you pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked, and the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood. A bloody white coat. You couldn't just walk out like that, so you hid the coat in your locker. Ugh. Not bad, partner. Hell yeah, here we go! Now then, Officer Marshall, are you ready to tell us the truth? Looks like I underestimated y'all. I hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, if you were only half as persistent as you are today, you wouldn't have to be here now, wouldn't we? Officer Marshall, tell the court what you did. All of it. All right. It seems the time has come. His confession. I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out and managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on the camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. Thank you. So the supposed victim was really you. But there's one thing I still don't understand. Traces of a large quantity of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be? Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. My guess is he's the donor. It was way too much blood for such a small donation. Oh, so now we have to cross-examine this. Oh, I thought we'd gotten to the bottom of it, but there's more! When you say it, you mean... Do you even have to ask, partner? SL9 incident. 2 years have passed since that case was closed. It was going to completely end with the transferal that day. Not if I have anything to do with it. That incident's not over. But what did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room? When a case is closed, only that case's lead detective can look through the evidence. I wanted to have a look at it myself one more time. No matter what the cost. I don't care what anyone says, partner. That case is mine. Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of that investigation. Why does he care so much about it? That day was my last chance. That's why I... Why did you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman? If I didn't make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transferal, I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere. So you did it to fool the security camera. And the detective's ID card? I stole that the morning of the incident. So that really was why Goodman started filling out that lost item report. I returned his ID card. I left it on the floor in the prosecutor's office parking lot. The ID card I found was left there by Officer Marshall. So essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight. What do you mean, partner? I mean the fingerprint-activated lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprints. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that locker yourself.
But he could because the rubber glove just happened to get stuck in the door. That means Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before Officer Marshall. You pulled a knife on Officer Meekins and tried to drive him off? Let's just say I was a little surprised. I only planned on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone would actually come in during that short time. Officer Meekins certainly is a 1 in a million type of person, mistaking a detective for an intruder and demanding to be shown his ID. I'll have to think a little more about his raise this year. When did Edgeworth get so much influence? Anyway, he threw himself at me and I ended up cutting him slightly. I'm sorry it had to turn out that way. Me knocking him out and everything. By the way, what happened to your knife? Oh, you mean this one? I don't know what to say. So you knocked Officer Meekins out, and... So you did your research beforehand? Those who got into the desert unprepared don't live long, partner. I didn't think it would make a difference, though. The security tape is erased every 6 hours. If all had gone as planned, no footage would have been left. However, you bloodied your coat. You bloodied your coat in your struggle with Officer Meekins. If someone was in the security room when I came out, the jig would have been up. I opened my locker and stashed it in there. What was Officer Meekins doing during that time? What else? He was sleeping like a baby. So what you're saying is, on that day... But the blood found at the scene certainly indicates a crime took place. What, are you blind? The victim shown on that tape is me, and I'm not dead yet, partner. So you stole the evidence from the locker? Actually, no, I didn't. Why not? When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone. Oh shit. What? Mr. Edgeworth, where is that evidence? It's still missing, Your Honor. Detective Goodman's locker was already empty. Someone else stole the evidence. Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing? Fire away, partner. It's a free country. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer. Why did you do this? Stealing a detective's ID, injuring a police officer. This is no small offense. Moreover, you're an officer yourself. This will have serious consequences. It can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in salary. Not that salary cuts are ever a valid solution. Like I said, this isn't your case. This one is mine. And I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with. The witness has an unusual amount of zeal. Let's hear more. But that case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it? That's the reason the evidence was stored in the evidence room. Joe Dark was convicted for his crimes. One thing I can say for sure is he deserved his sentence. I remember the Joe Dark case. It involved serial murders, didn't it? I don't intend to complain about how it turned out. There's something that still bothers me. Something went down at that trial. Something no one will talk about. What happened? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out. Why is he so concerned with that incident? Maybe I should present him with what I think his real reason is. I had a feeling we'd wind up here sooner or later. Everyone involved here is related in some way to that case. I'd better take another look at the files. Okay. Fuck. I went too far forward. Okay, present. You couldn't just forget the SL9 case. Why? Because you had a family member who was a victim. Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I think I know why you care so much about the SL9 incident. Sounds like you've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner. Oh, sucker? Drink cactus juice. There's nothing quench you. It's the quench you.
eloquent. I have the SO9 incident file here. The name Marshall is mentioned in here. In a list of murder victims. Neil Marshall. Are you related to this man?
Neil Marshall?
Yeah, I'm sure you've heard the name. 2 years ago, he received the same Lazy Prosecutor Award you got. What? A prosecutor?
He must be talking about the King of Prosecutors Award. Now I remember. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SL9 case before I did.
That's right. He was killed. And the case fell into your hands. But what's his relation to you?
He was my brother.
I knew it! I knew it! He was related to him! I called it!
He was investigating the murders with Damon Gann, the then Deputy Chief of Police. The group of detectives I was part of worked under them. We were desperate to prosecute the killer.
Oh, he's handsome.
Joe Dark. My brother Fort Darkham was killed. That was the first time Dark left behind any evidence. That was all we needed. He was arraigned and incarcerated. The case was finally closed, at least according to the public records. What do you mean? My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dark. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight.
And that's it? That's your reason for your insane actions? Hannibal? Maybe. He looks like Hannibal. He looks like the Silence of the Lambs Hannibal. That's the Ace Attorney version of Lena's Compat Man. Yeah. Yeah, it is.
There's more to my brother's death than what the records say. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me.
Well, at least one thing's for certain. Now we know what happened at the police department on the day of the crime.
That was the last day the SL9 case could be reopened. Satisfied with its resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence. Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and fled. Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day. The things that happened by chance never cease to amaze. At exactly the same time as the murder at the prosecutor's office, this fake murder was going on at the police department. Chance? It's got to be more than just that.
So if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, that means the murder in the prosecutor's office parking lot was the real one.
Which in turn means only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye.
But wait, a verdict wasn't reached in yesterday's trial.
Which is why we examined the incident at the police department today.
But
there's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet remained the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department.
Seems to me this boy's got the draw on you, partner.
All of the mysteries at the police department have been resolved. No doubt about it. Our sole murder took place at the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Lana Skye. And the testimony of one Ms. Angel Starr is completely incontestable. If you have a response, make it a single word or less.
Arrgh!
I rest my case.
Oh, shit. No, there has to be something to do with this. Seems this trial has reached its conclusion. There's no room for doubt.
Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time disproving the alleged murder at the police department. There's no doubt what I proved today is true. The apparent murder on the security camera's tape really was fake. But I didn't realize that would end up proving Lana guilty.
Now then, the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant got heels. It's Emma, isn't it? There she is! Yay!
Your Honor, wait!
Emma!
The defense has an objection. A scientific objection. Right?
What do you mean, right? Mr. Wright, are you this girl's guardian? Your Honor? Oh, in a sense.
Please, Your Honor, all I'm asking is for a minute of your time. Please hear me out. Mr. Edgeworth, please.
I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute? I'll give you 3.
I was kind of in shock. I mean, finding out the SL9 incident referred to the Joe Dark killings. Now that she mentions it, the names of both Sky sisters were in that file. But that's when I figured it out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day. So I knew his fingerprint had nothing to do with the crime. That left only one thing, the other handprint.
You mean the traces of blood found on Detective Gumshoe's locker?
But no fingerprints were found on it, right?
No, but I figured if I examined it scientifically, I'd be sure to find a clue. So I ran over there and looked at it again.
Oh, so did you find something?
No.
Huh?
Sorry, I guess I'm not much of a scientific investigator after all. Is that all? Please don't be mad. I'm just a high school student.
And I'm just an attorney.
But Mr. Wright, those traces of blood are the only clue we have. If we can't find something wrong with them... Please, Mr. Wright, you're a professional. If anyone can save Lana, it's you.
Me? Oh boy. Time's up. Now then, Mr. Wright, with regard to the incident at the police department, does any reasonable doubt remain?
It appears the defense is troubled by the other blood mark. Looking at the floor plans, a handprint was discovered around here. Is there a problem with this?
Mr. Wright, I'm sorry I can't be of more use. But still, if you can't find anything wrong with that blood mark, Lana will be...
Please answer my question, Mr. Wright. We don't have all day.
Yes, Your Honor. If I've needed to concentrate, it's now. What could be wrong with that handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker? Could there be something I'm missing?
There is something. I can feel it in my bones.
And I can't believe. So, why would there be a bloody handprint on there if it was his jacket covered in blood and not his hand?
This is about Marshall.
So, I don't think Marshall left that handprint. I think that handprint was already there. Same for the blood on the floor of the locker. There was already something had already happened in there. And I think that was Lana's injury. But I don't know how to prove it. But let's try and see where this goes. This handprint left at the crime scene clearly shows a contradiction. The only thing that seems clear is your grasping, Mr. Wright.
You've been staring pretty intently at those floor plans.
Tell me, is there a problem with them? Yes, this is strange. Take a good look at these floor plans. Something is missing. Missing? You mean something hasn't been drawn on there? Yes, something that, when drawn, will completely change the meaning of the blood mark.
Let us pray the defense isn't simply trying to buy time. Very well, Mr. Wright.
With all this evidence here, there's got to be something I can use.
Question is, which item can prove something is missing in the floor plans?
Okay. I think I can prove what's missing in the floor plans. And what's missing is this bitch. But to prove that something is missing, we need the security camera footage.
As they say back west, even a blind man can keep with buckshot. That is, so long as he's facing the general direction.
It seems Mr. Wright's not sure which direction to face. It's no use. The more evidence there is, the greater chance of me being wrong. Just calm down, Mr. Wright. Try and remember what the evidence room was like on the day of the crime. What is it that bothers me about this blood mark? Please allow me another chance, Your Honor. I'll prove it this time.
Let us pray the defense isn't okay.
Then maybe I just have to present this. Maybe I just present this. Nope, okay. Oh! Oh no, maybe it is this!
What about that piece of plywood?
The Blue Badger, mascot of the police force. Defender of truth, guardian of proof. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Please look at the floor plans of the crime scene. The Blue Badger is not here.
So?
So watch what happens when we put him in. This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. Well?
Well, what?
That's right. So long as the Blue Badger is dancing here, it would be impossible to place a handprint at this spot on the locker. Yes! I'm getting it right! What? I got it right! It happened before! It happened either before or after, but I think it was before because there was blood at that crime scene.
So that means, just exactly what does that mean?
It means it can't be done.
What are you saying? Blood traces were undeniably found on that locker.
Don't look at me. I didn't put it there. Mr. Wright, think through it scientifically. Emma! On that afternoon, Officer Meekins was the one who brought the Blue Badger to the evidence room, right? After he put it down, it would be impossible to leave a handprint on that locker. So that must mean this blood mark was left there before the Blue Badger was brought in?
Yes! Yes! We're getting there! Just one moment. I will not allow such far-fetched balderdash in my courtroom.
It may sound far-fetched, Your Honor, but it's the only possible explanation. On February 21st, in the police department's evidence room, blood was spilled not once, but twice.
But how?
One time was captured on this tape, taken by the security camera. Officer Meekins cut his hand, from which a trivial amount of blood fell. The problem is the other time. Someone bled prior to the struggle shown on this tape. It had to have been Lana Skye! Oh! Well, that's not where I thought this was going, but I mean, I got it kind of right. Detective Goodman, when he was really murdered. I meant that all along, trust me. That's ridiculous. I refuse to accept your absurd claim. The murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be a fake. However, that does not explain the blood mark found on the locker. So then, assuming this murder you purport really happened, when did it take place? I demand you show evidence that proves when it occurred. When did the first incident occur?
Summarize, the defense claims that prior to Officer Meekins being cut by Jake Marshall, who was posing as Detective Goodman, another incident took place in that evidence room.
That's right. The blood mark on the locker proves this.
Very well, then tell us, when did this first incident occur? As Mr. Edgeworth said, proof must be presented.
Proof that shows when the murder took place. There's only one piece of evidence that can show that.
Now then, will the defense please present its evidence? What shows when the first crime took place?
I know which one it is. It's this. It's the ID card. It happened at 4:20 p.m. when he went inside the locker room with somebody else, and they killed him. It's this.
when I present it, it's gonna be... Yeah?
If the crime took place inside the evidence room, then the killer would have had to enter it. And in order to do so, an ID card would have been required.
An ID card? Oh! The ID card record!
Officer Meekins brought the blue badger panel into the evidence room at, let's see here, 4:50 p.m. If the crime took place before that time, then it would be 4:40 p.m.
Ah! Oh, sorry. 4:40 p.m. Ah! Ah! Miles Edgeworth! Just what have you done?
No, not Miles. It's the person before that, you dipshit.
I never would have figured you had the nerve, boy. Drop the act, witness. It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out it couldn't have been me. Nope, I ain't getting it. I'm afraid I don't understand either.
It's clear from the luminol test that blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meekins and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood. That means the blood from the first crime was wiped away by the real murderer. I would have had just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away, and clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that's physically impossible.
That would mean the crime must have taken place before Mr. Edgeworth entered the evidence room.
Exactly! It's the person who entered before Edgeworth. Let's look at the chart again. Someone entered beforehand. There's only one other card number remaining. 77777777.
Talk about a lucky number. But wait, that doesn't make sense. How could Detective Goodman have entered the evidence room?
He entered the evidence room with a person who had that card. Because he'd lost his ID card. He entered with the person. Since there's no record of his card being used beforehand, he must have entered along with the real murderer. Exactly. My brain! That's the only plausible explanation. Exactly, my brain! He went in with 77777777.
Mr. Edgeworth, please look into this ASAP. Find out whose ID number is 77777777. Jesus Christ, that's so many sevens. That's 1 7 too many, Your Honor. Oh, did he say too many sevens? Whoops.
Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of that ID card. At least at present.
What? Explain yourself, son.
The ID number 7777777 belongs to someone with a rank of captain or higher. Someone who is a so-called executive officer. We don't have the authority to inquire into such a person's identity.
It's Gant! It's Gant! It's Gant! It's Gant! It's Gant! Fuck, didn't mean to do that one. It's Gant! It's Gant! It's Gant!
Joe Dark, serial given the death penalty. Yeah.
But it was Gant! District Chief of Police. If anyone would have the 77777777, it would be him.
Or maybe her. She says wounded on her right hand. Evidence. Where's the photo? No. Scene of the stabbing. Check. No, we don't know where the right hand was. Was the blood print with the right hand? Oh, we can't check from here. But still. But that's ridiculous! Just how? I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. There is one situation in which we can be granted such authority.
If an official charge filed against an executive is accepted.
An official charge?
You're all alike, aren't you? You do cover-ups and do forgeries.
That's how the prosecutor's office operates. I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I would appreciate if you would keep your slander to yourself.
Slander, is it? Okay. Let me ask a question.
Yes?
No, not to you. To her, the defendant sitting over there.
Your own little executive. Lana? Yeah, it's either Gant or Lana. So. And Lana did wound her right hand, which is why the bloody handprint would be there. So. Okay. I have two theories. Theory number one. Lana did commit the murder. She admitted she committed the murder, and it was because she actually did it. And she committed the murder because Goodman... Whoops. Because Goodman... Fuck! Profiles. Lana killed Goodman because Goodman was the person who killed Neil Marshall and forged evidence to prove Joe Dark did it. We're not saying that Joe Dark didn't do it. I think Joe Dark was the serial killer in those murders, but I think he forged proof on the Joe Dark murders by killing Neil Marshall. Because they said, oh yeah, Neil can't die in a fight, especially against an old man with no face. So he was probably killed in surprise by someone he trusted. So I think he did it. I think he killed Neil, and she did revenge on him. And that's why her handprint was there. Because she did it as a revenge killing. Or it was Gant. There are only two people higher up enough to be 7777777. And it's either Lana or Gant. At least I have an explanation or a theory for why Lana could have done it, but seeing as they're already throwing her under the bus, I think it might have been Gant. Because they're already saying that it was Lana, and I feel like they're jumping to it too quickly, and I feel like this is another red herring, that it was Lana. But I think Gant killed him. And if that was my theory, then my theory, and if Gant is the one who killed Goodman, then I think there is a very high chance that Gant was the man who did all of the serial killings in the SL9 incident. He was a chief investigator, I think, was what it said, or an executive investigator, something like that. So I think he did all the killings, covered up the evidence. He could kill Neil because he was someone that Neil trusted. Maybe Neil found out. And he all put it on Joe Dark, who was actually innocent and was given the death penalty and convicted as guilty wrongly. That is my theory. My theory is either Bruce Goodman did it because Bruce Goodman went too far to prove that Joe Dark did it by killing someone and forging evidence, and that's why Lana killed him, which she admitted to doing, or Gant killed him because either for the same reason as Lana or because he was the actual murderer. That would make sense for Goodman coming in with him to the locker. Maybe Goodman was like, I think maybe Goodman was like, I've gotten something wrong here with the SL9 incident, and I need to look at the evidence in my locker, but I do not have my ID card because Marshall stole it. Could you come in with me? So Gant was like, okay, sure. Gant, in a panic, killed him and took his body away. However, either of those theories sub-theories about Gant doing the killing does not explain why Lana was wounded on her right hand and why she admitted it. Why she had confessed that she did it. So, those are my theories. Okay, let's go back. But it's either Gant or Lana, and I'm leaning towards Gant. Though the entire reason why falling into place, I can't be 100% sure yet. Okay, here we go. Don't be stupid. She's been charged with murder. Of course we've looked up her ID number. And it's not 7777777. Okay, so it's not Lana. Alright, we got it. So it has to be Gant. They just proved that it wasn't her. Don't blame for a fool, partner. That's not what I wanted to ask. All I want to know is one thing about that incident. The SL9 incident? Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. In that trial 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence? Oh, what? Do you need the witness to repeat his question, Chief Prosecutor? I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for that trial. At the time, occasionally we felt the powerlessness of the law. At least, I did. Lana! I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. But before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law. Defendant, just what are you saying? I'll ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all the evidence in court? Can you look me, an investigator in that crime, in the eye and say that you did? Chief Prosecutor, you didn't! I don't have to, Officer Marshall. Why won't you answer him? Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to, in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. But Lana! Even if it involved forging evidence. What the fuck? See? That's what I'm talking about. No. No! Order! 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 Lana's remarks caused such a stir. The chaos in the courtroom could not be quelled. The conclusion of the trial would have to wait until the following day. Save, yes. Okay. Jesus Christ! That was a long and confusing one. Just... Jesus Christ! That was a long and confusing one. So Lana did forge evidence. So whatever happens, she's in on the crime. No matter what happens, she's going to jail. There's something wrong. But what? This is fucking intense. But yeah. My theories still stay the same. That Gant is the murderer. I don't think Lana's the murderer. I think Gant is the murderer. And seeing as he's the chief of the police, it would make sense that he has the most basic ID, 7777777. Oh Jesus Christ! But that's still. Whew. I don't know what else to say other than damn. Okay then.
I don't know how her forging evidence ties into it, but I think it can't. Anyway, on that dramatic note,
I'm going to end stream here. So, thank you everyone for coming to my stream. Thank you Snow for the subscription. Thank you Spooky E for the raid if you're by any chance still here. I don't know. Thank you for the follows. Just thank you for being around for this stream because this was an intense one and I am fascinated. I'm so fascinated. Oh, I can't wait for the next one. And I need to download this video. But I hope I downloaded my last stream because it's gone now. But I think I did. I always make sure to download my streams once they're done. So that I can keep them and like possibly in the future edit them into YouTube videos, which I want to do for this series because this series is fucking fascinating. But anyway, thank you everyone for the follows, the subscriptions, the raid. I really appreciate all of you for doing all of this for me. And I will see you all during my next stream. It might be Thursday, it might be before that, it might be next Monday for Mystery Monday because I just kind of want to do whatever I want when it comes to streaming. And as much as like I like having a Thursday schedule, I'd like to just have a whatever schedule. Besides Mystery Mondays, because I like keeping Mystery Mondays on the schedule. But anyway, thank you everyone for being around, and I will see you all when I see you next stream. Bye! Bye-bye! Ta-da! Oh, no, also, wait! Feel free to follow my Twitter for updates on streams and other sorts of things. I might talk about my writing there a little bit, my original pieces of writing. I just remembered to do that. But yes, feel free to follow me on my Twitter. My Discord server is in the works, I swear. It will come soon enough. It will. I promise it's being set up. Okay. Bye-bye. See you next time. Bye-bye. Ta-da!